Ahoy there, my friends! Welcome to Q&A Friday Part 7, my weekly show where I, answer your questions to the best of my ability. I hope I'm doing a good job. Sorry for not making too many videos this week. My insomnia has been really heavily taking me this week, so I've been virtually pretty much I can't even talk properly. But yesterday I wasn't even able to do my Please Ask Questions video because I was so heavily sleep deprived. I did sleep last night, so I got a little bit of sanity back. But I promise to do some more once I've bounced back a little. Then I can be more active and hopefully I can answer your questions properly. I'll do my best. So, let's get right into this. Witty Widow asks, "Hey Linda, it was so much fun to follow your show the last time, 2-3 weeks ago or something. A really nice improvisatorial tone. I'd love to be a guest one day. My goodness, you had the most fascinating guests around there. Well, I'd like to be in that one of them one day, whenever is possible, of course. Are your parents musically inclined? Well, my mother is a very formidable amateur soprano herself, and she is the one who pushed me to take some lessons in the first place. My father, well, he loves to listen to music, but he doesn't play an instrument, and he only sings drinking songs with varied melodies. Then, what age did you realize you had a natural talent for opera? I never thought I had a natural talent for opera. I'm still hoping to get that natural talent from somewhere. But I started my hobby at the age of 31, believe it or not. So I'm a bit of a late bloomer, so to speak. But I'm on this road and I'm having so much fun with it. Robin Hahn asks, "Hello, Robin. For everybody, Robin Hahn is a professional soprano from Canada, and she has a YouTube channel on opera, cats, LGBTQ matters, or was it queer specifically? I don't remember exactly. T was one of them as well. Disability was also one of those. So a really interesting and informative channel. I highly recommend it, so check it out. And Robin, thank you so much for following my channel. I'm honored, but you are dead wrong on the green highlighter issue. So, a just question, my liege. Good to see I'm not the only Lord of the Rings nerd around here. Smiley face. Yeah, well, I'm really happy you love Lord of the Rings too. I mean, I love the books, I love the films. I really love the Ralph Bakshi animated film, which unfortunately was cut a little short due to budget reasons. But I love Lord of the Rings. And would be nice if a composer out there maybe would like to do for Robin and I a little Lord of the Rings duet of some kind with a very operatic nature. I would appreciate it. I don't know if Robin would, but I would appreciate it very much. If you love Lord of the Rings and heavy metal, check out a band called Blind Guardian, and especially their album Nightfall in Middle-earth. It's a masterpiece. Okay, I went to a bit of a tangent, but I deserve to do a little tangent sometimes. Check out Blind Guardian. They're awesome. Nightfall in Middle-earth. So, Robin Hahn had a question as well. Sorry. Do you feel that singers from different countries end up with with a different technique and or sound in opera? Like, do you feel there's a particular Finnish sound, Swedish sound, German sound, or what have you? Or do you think the final sound depends more on their teacher, not their country of origin? Well, I mean, back in the olden days, there was definitely a clear different sound. That you had the Russian school, and you had the Nordic school, and you had the German school, and you had the Italian school, and you had the English school of singing, and so forth. That you could definitely hear these different ideals in pronunciation and technique and so forth much clearer than nowadays. Nowadays, up to the teacher, yes, but it's also so much up to the student, because you can just go to YouTube and choose a masterclass of your favorite singer, and there's hours of material. Hours of material. My favorite singer at school X giving masterclass 1, masterclass 2, masterclass 3. So, yeah, I mean, the operatic technique of your choice, the operatic technique world is your oyster. Something like that. It's yeah. Nowadays the differences have become much smaller. That somebody's way more into bel canto and somebody's way more into the dramatic stuff, and and you can just make your pick. Or if you want to be a jack of all trades, where every bass has to be a jack of all trades, you have no choice. There isn't that much choice. You just sing what you're told. But yes, the vocal technique world is your oyster. So Brian 1890 Violin asks, "Hey Brian, Brian is a big supporter of my channel, and I'm so thankful for your support. I've been following him on Twitter for quite a long time. He is a proud dad, a proud truck driver, and a proud violinist, and a really, really sweet guy with a positive attitude for life. Great to have you here. What would be your dream part to play, and who would be your dream co-star?" My dream part to play would be Hagen in Götterdämmerung. I love a story with a great villain in it. And with Götterdämmerung, Hagen, such a well-written villain. I mean, the whole premise of the ring, it has Alberich, who forsakes love in order to turn the gold into a ring and get all the power, but he loses the ring pretty quickly. So Hagen, he goes on not only forsaking love, but he forsakes other values that we consider to be good. He forsakes friendship, he forsakes loyalty, he forsakes honor, and a lot of this symbolistic stuff going on. And then he forsakes his own father in a sinister dream sequence, and eventually he commits murder by killing the hero Siegfried and all that. So there is a lot of treachery there, and it makes sense. I love it when a villain's motivations make sense, which is getting the ring and also being better than your dad and stuff like that. There's a lot of symbolism there. I love it. Such a great villain, well-written villain. I'd love to do. And of course, who would be your dream co-star? My apologies to everybody who doesn't get picked, but I hope you will understand my reasoning now, which would be, I want to do the Grand Inquisitor in Don Carlo with a shirtless Samuel Raimi as King Philip. I should not be denied that. I should not. It would be a great gift for me and unto the world, and everybody. Everybody would enjoy it and should enjoy that. I would. Zapvarespa asks, "I have a stupid question." Don't fool yourself, girl. Are there any films you think would make good operas? Are there any operas you think would make good films? Oh, that's an interesting one. I would love to do. I'm a big fantasy guy, so I would love for Conan the Barbarian to be made into an opera. The filmatization already has the beautiful music of Basil Poledouris. Of course, I'm referring to the 1982 filmatization, not the 2000 and something filmatization, but 1982 filmatization where Basil Poledouris made this wonderful music, and there's this beautiful scenery, everything. Just that does the talking. And there's very little dialogue, so it would make for a few nice da capo arias here and there. Yeah, and it's a simple story, which would also be very suitable for an opera. Yeah, Conan the Barbarian. That should be an opera. And what opera should be a movie? Well, they're thinking of the Ring Cycle would be a kind of an obvious choice. because there is a convoluted enough plot in those 4 operas to make for a long feature film, or maybe even 2 feature films with dialogue instead of singing. But also I'm thinking Orlando, I mean, if you think of that hero's tale, it would make into a Conan the Barbarian-esque film where there is not too much dialogue, but let the scenery do the talking, let the music do the talking, and then of course a story where, you know, love loses and honor wins. I want to see that film where love gets a kick in the nuts and honor is what's the thing. Honor, yeah. Combatti per la gloria. Yeah, that'll be awesome. So, Richard Langelotti. I like the idea of a modern setting for an opera that has timeless themes. Why not? Indeed, why not? As long as the text you read and the events on stage are compatible. Otherwise, I mean, I get so annoyed when I go to see a modernization of an opera and what they're singing about and what happens on stage, it doesn't make any sense. So we try to make sure to make our Orlando modernizations so that everything will work in beautifully. Otherwise, we'll just have to go back to the drawing board and make it the hero's tale that it is. That made me think of an alternate Götterdämmerung in Siegfried's Rhine journey. He's seen standing on the bow of the ship. When the music rises to climax, we see Siegfried is none other than Yngwie Malmsteen, who leads the first violins in the leitmotif with plenty of ornamentation, etc. A bit of rococo thrown in for good measure. Oh, Richard, I love the way you think. I can already see how the ship comes in. You see Yngwie there with his beautiful white strats, and there's Marshall cabinets all around, and Hagen with his mother singing Heil Siegfried, teurer Held. Heil Siegfried, teurer Held, indeed. Oh, I want to be Hagen in that production. Ooh. Don't want to kill Yngwie, though. I love Yngwie. So, and finally, Nightmare Opera asks, hey Tommy, do you have any favorite French operas? There is an Opera d'Oro recording of Samson and Dalila with Shirley Verrett that I love, where Dalila laughs wickedly with the climax of the orchestra at the end of Act 2. It is divine, and I never heard it done that way ever again. I mean, it's those small moments that really make an opera awesome. I agree. Send a link to me. I want to hear it. And if there is a filmatization, send a link to that. I want to see it. That sounds wonderful. I want to see that. I want to hear it. Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing having a lot of moments like that where something is out of the ordinary, but that just made it for me. That made the opera for me. That they did something really outrageous and it just worked. I agree. So do I have any favorite French operas? Well, I'm a big heavy metal guy, and therefore Gounod's Faust would be it. I love it, and the way that Mephistopheles is written, it's very different from Boito's Mephistopheles anyway. Boito's Mephistopheles, it's more straightforward. I am evil. I'm the devil. Ha 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 ha. Where the devil in Gounod's Faust is much more convoluted. I like that. It's a much more complex devil. I really like it. So yeah, I would definitely go for Gounod's Faust. Fantastic opera. I mean, a lot of French operas are awesome, but that one stands out for me. Whenever you stick Satan into an opera, I'm like, oh, that's mine. I'm easy to please with the devil. But the devil works for me. A great theme to have in an opera. And Samson and Delilah, definitely, it's a fantastic piece. And the seduction aria is sung by a good alto. Yeah, I love that. Yeah. I want to be serenaded with that. An alto serenading me with Dalila's aria. Yes, please. Yeah, that'd be very nice. Okay, so that's it for this week's Q&A. Hope you enjoyed it. I most certainly did. Not putting this on the table, it's wobbly. So keep those questions coming. I'll be back next week. And the production diary, now that we have met the director and we are kind of trying to get the theme going on, what will it be in the end? We shall see. So there will be a lot more diary stuff coming out. And hopefully other videos as well. Once I bounce back from my stupid insomnia. It's dumb, but you gotta live with what you have, you know. Cards are being dealt and such. So, have a great weekend, everybody, and see you next time. Fare thee well.